What's up, internet? So, just a little vlog for tonight. I'll eat my dinner. A tuna can. I love tuna cans. I have to do a trash system where I gather anything that won't burn and throw it away. So, I usually break it up in some gas station trash cans or something. Yeah. You can't throw away kitchen garbage size, but anything the size of a meal, you pretty much can get away with it. They'll never complain. They may not even complain if you put a full-on kitchen trash bag in there, but they may notice it and it may annoy them. As long as you're a customer. But anyway, I love tuna with oil. I hate tuna in water. Tuna in water is gross. Tuna in oil, so good. Olive oil. So, it's pretty healthy. Especially if it's this is just a light dinner. But, yeah, I had my fire. I made a huge pyre, and it was a little wet, so I had to douse it with another layer of charcoal lighter. I love the charcoal lighter. It's pretty good. I got my jar all wrapped up and glued shut. So, yeah, all my trash is taken out. Yeah, on my guild, I made myself a big tail, and yeah, I got the wolf tail, and then I used a customization option to make it twice as big and massive. And I noticed there's a female in the guild who has copied my tail, and her name is something about a dragon or something. A girl I dated had a big dragon tattoo on her back. I like dragons. They're not real, but they've taken different angles and different IPs. In this IP, the dragons are celestial wanderers. Yeah, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I got that done. Oh yeah, Chef got his gifts. It was so funny. Chef right now has a giant box of Prime. People always call him Jake Paul. I'm not Jake Paul. So he's going to have a giant thing of Prime. And then he's like, can I open the gifts on stream? And I was like, yes, please. Because the other one is a Viking tapestry, a Viking necklace, and then a Viking mug. So, yeah. If he watches my streams, it would surprise me if he watches the vlogs I do. It'd surprise me if anyone does. But anyway, yeah, he got the sorting hat today from Harry Potter, and he wore it, and he promised to play Harry Potter. And it made me happy. So, yeah, it's I'm really cheap on giving gifts from subscriptions or coins, because it's I know the company takes 70% of it. I think 30% would be fair. If the company only took 30%, I'd give a lot more. But knowing that TikTok's taking most of it, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. I know they're billionaires now, so it's I really don't care about making those people richer. So yeah, the fact I can just give stuff directly to Chef now is actually pretty nice. But yeah, he has a giant box of Prime and a bunch of Viking stuff. I'm not a Viking. Can you imagine you're Irish? I mean, he's way too big to be a leprechaun. But yeah, he's huge, so everyone calls him a Viking. He is a warrior-esque, huge body. He's 250 pounds. He weighs more than I do, but in all muscle. He's a big lad. I've known big ass dudes before. Yeah, I like them. I don't have any hate on big men. A lot of men, when they get huge, they become teddy bears because they don't need to be mean. They don't need to be mean to turf. They're just they can be nice all the time. I definitely like that. Yeah. When I was drunk, I used to be a lot more infidelitous and also with the worms. But now that I don't drink and now that I've taken dewormers and stuff, man, I am like 0% on the infidelity scale. I'll never be with anyone, never be with anyone in general. Yeah, maybe. What's that? You see that glow? What is that? Something glowing up there. Wait. Ah, that's the candle reflecting. Yeah. So anyway. Yeah, I built a candle holder out of copper wire, so I can have another light source beyond batteries. Yeah, they're nice. I like using one of these to scratch words into the candles and then light them. So, and I store it up top with a magnet. I've got this cube magnet, right? It's perfect. It's like this big cube, and I just like it holds my stuff. Yeah, steel roof with magnets. If you lived in some place wet, like it rained all the time, that might be a nightmare. It make it like really dewy and drippy in the mornings. But me in an arid desert, nah, it's usually dry. Yeah. If you want to buy a used car, get one from the desert. Maybe it's overheated, maybe it hasn't, but it's a lot better than rust. Yeah, rust is way worse. Rust is unbelievably bad. I had the choice between this van that I got, which was owned by a local, or a Ford Explorer for like $4K more. Not a Ford Explorer, sorry, a Ford van that I checked out its VIN and it was right at Rustville. Yeah, it was right at Rustville for the longest time. So yeah, I was like, I don't want to buy a used vehicle that has a 13-year history in Florida beaches. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, my evening fire is done. My game I had a chick in the guild copycat my look because it's a cool look. Like, yeah, get the foxtail and make it gigantic. Yeah, it was a cool idea. So what else is going on? Yeah, I got resupply tomorrow. I'm gonna go resupply. Pick up my boxes. Get a shower. Yeah, pick up boxes, grocery shop, and shower. That's really all I'm doing. So, and then I'm planning on going to a new spot because we're gonna have like, gosh, 5-6 days of rain. So, yeah, I'm gonna load up and hunker down, find a new spot on a hill to hunker down for the rain. Got to get, I have a lot of cooking propane, like 4 canisters. And then I need to get, what's it called? I have to get a charcoal lighter and then veg. And then I've been doing pretty good with pasta. Man, talk about some cheap meals. I mean, the most expensive thing in my meal is my tuna can. So it's like, and I buy the tuna cans bulk. I get them like, for a great deal. So, and I buy the high quality stuff. Man, I tell you what, the cheapest stuff ain't always the best. Sometimes the more expensive stuff isn't any better than the cheap stuff. So you gotta be able to decide for yourself what's good. But yeah. What else is going on? Yeah, Chef was funny. I do like streaming. I think it's fun. I wish my parents had let me choose a career in streaming. Like, imagine telling them, it's okay, Mom and Dad, I'm going to be a professional video game player. I'm going to get famous for, because it's pay to win. Once you pay them, your views and likes look really good. And then you fool ordinary people into thinking something's going on. Like, for me, my problem is I don't pay them. So people see it and they go like, who wants to watch a video no one else is seeing? If the video was any good, other people would have watched it, right? That's the thinking. But it's really not true. It's really, you have to pay to win, and you pay them for popularity, and then once you're out there, then you kind of try to capitalize on it. So it's kind of sad, but that's just how it is. So just like God's about circumcision, they're still out there saying, God bless you, and bless means be less. So yeah, I see their problems better than they do, honestly. It's kind of like the role of a hermit, though, is you get real uncluttered. Yeah, I wish AFK took a fucking whole zero off all their prices. AFK prices make sense for California or New York, but most Americans don't live in Los Angeles or New York, so it's like really unfair. Nobody wants to spend $400 for a costume. It's like, what a grift. Anyway, I gotta season this. Nah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So yeah, hopefully Chef, I asked Chef, I was like, open the boxes when you have 50 viewers. Yeah, you should like it. It should be pretty funny. I'm not a Viking. I'm not Jake Paul. I do that thing too, where it's like every stream I go to, I'm like, is this Fortnite? Give me the biggest label in your face of what it is. And I'm like, is this Fortnite? And as a few people have noticed, like, that's hilarious. I'm like, yeah, I do that everywhere. Every stream I go to, no matter what, I'm like, is this Fortnite? And it was because when I was like watching people play, there'd be like, you know, there's the stream description, then there's a banner on the stream, so they have like multiple sources. Then there's the gameplay, you know. If a banner and a stream description and the actual gameplay, and you're still like, what game is this? What game is this? You don't know? So because of that, they could have been joking, you know, maybe a few of them were for real, but most of them were probably like, and so I do that. It just like rage bait people where I'm like, is this Fortnite? Multiple question marks. It's clearly, sometimes people say yes. I've never been banned for saying that. There is this bitch who bans me. She's like, I think she's a he. And they do like huge bong rips, and they have some mega melons. And she like uses weed on stream, but anytime I show up with my account that's USA, oh man, she bans me. So that was a good little meal. Problem is, I don't have this freaking can. I have cooked cans before where they like disintegrated with how I wash up. Like this. Like this. Oh, this is a special fork. I got it for grilling. How long this fork is. This is like freaking the Joe, like, what's his name? Jack Nicholson's Joker sized. And I just take it, it's magnetic, and I put it right here. Just sticks on a magnet. put everything on magnets doesn't seem like a hard thought, but trust me, I was pretty revolutionary when I thought of that. A lot of people were like doing really people move into their cars and they fill their car with wood. I'm just like, really? You're gonna fill your car with wood. Close the lid so it's smaller. You want to not put these cans in grocery store bags because they'll leak. They will leak. Alright. Well, that's the last can I'm going to have until I get to the next place. So let's tie this down way, way, way tight. Let's tie this down nice and tight. It's not too big. Yeah, I've been here a while. You know, I would love a social life, like in person and body. But if the best I have is online, it's kind of big. It's mostly air. But yeah, I'll be tossing this tomorrow. Hopefully it doesn't look too sus. Yeah, I had a nice big fire. Got hot. It almost didn't light because it was all wet, and I committed the rest of the charcoal lighter to it, and yeah, it caught on fire. I beat my candle. I lit a candle. One's about this big. I lit one of these, and I built my fire, light it on fire, burned my trash. I breathe it in first. If it's really bad for the environment, I'll be the first one to suffer. And then I had dinner all before my candle got done burning, so it's still going. Yeah. But I kind of love my life. It's different. I definitely feel like I'm like an early spacer. Yeah, this could be my spaceship. That would be amazing. Live in a spaceship. When you have easy energy and easy propulsion, yeah. Go into space in a fiery tube. It's heroic, but kind of sad because it's like I wish you had another option. Yeah. Pretty good. Yeah, I've loaded up on too much water. I've got like 4 gallons left. So, but I also want to like go someplace else for next time. I don't think I'm coming back to this spot pretty much ever again. So yeah, there's this whole other trail I haven't tried, and I got to do that tomorrow. So BRB. Just had to use the restroom real quick. Yeah, I had a dream about Chef. I was like, I totaled my car and Chef came and fixed it. And I told him that, and he's like, I totally would too. And he told me a story of a time one of his fans who hasn't been on for a long time, he like can't read and he remembers everybody and everything about them. He'll see a name he hasn't seen in years and been like, we recognize him. So yeah, I think he's a good guy. I sent him stuff that he would like I love the beef jerky. I sent him that. And I really like Prime. I do. I think Prime is delicious. It was funny. I always used to go to this Walmart and I would buy like White Rock Stars. And one day the White Rock Stars were missing and there was a Prime there. And I was like, I looked around and they don't sell that Prime, you know. And I just like, I guess it's scanned, but it was like, I never found that Prime anywhere else, any other Walmart. They don't sell it. And it's just like there was a Prime in the spot. And so I took it and yeah, it was a good sale. It just happened. It's a pretty tasty little soda, I feel like. Hopefully it's good for you. You know, I can't vouch for like hidden additives. I hope they don't do that. There'd be no way for me to stop them if they did. Sad. But anyway, yeah, I was kind of putting together my shower bag for tomorrow. Gonna go clean up. I've got one more pair of clean clothes, and then I've got to wash them. Man, I used to be a dirty boy. Um, yeah, way cheaper annually, like by $10,000, showering at the gym versus having an apartment. Yeah, I would love to own a house one day. But, yeah. 50-year mortgages. My gosh. Basically becomes the bank's property, because how many people are going to stay alive for 50 years and actually pay all that off, Who knows? So, yeah, it's sad. It's sad living in a society where you feel like the people who are supposed to be helping you are trying to rip you off. So, just like God and Jesus. Yeah, a lot of people became rich talking about that nonsense. So anyway, what else is going on? Yeah, chef, can't wait to see him unbox the stuff. I gave him the requirement, wait till there's 50 people in the stream, and then do it like a high point. And I'll tell him, like, it's funny stuff. I didn't tell him that, but yeah, he got the starting hat. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, I don't give big gifts on TikTok because I don't like giving them money. If they took a reasonable cut, like 20-30%, I would do it. But 70%? That's not fair. For $1 billion company, yeah, that's not fair at all. You guys make so many sales. Yeah, if they were honest about, like, look, it cost us this amount of money to get going, we still owe way more money on the loans we took to get going. You have to pay us because it'll keep us going. Then I might pay them. But the fact is, they haven't done anything like that. They just kind of like don't say anything or expect me to cover it, and I just don't feel like it. But yeah. Some of my art shows recently have been really good. Some of them are confusing. Like, there's definitely shows where, like, I'm doing it proud and clear, and then there's other shows where, like, I'm experimenting, and those will be a lot more difficult to understand. So this is what it is. Yeah. So yeah, tomorrow afternoon it should be storming again, so I kind of have to, like, leave early and take care of my business, and then find a new spot and really hunker down for a while. So yeah, hunker down for like a week. Yeah, it's gonna be like 5 days of rain and snow, and then hopefully I don't get stuck, and then like 4 days of sunshine. So yeah, maybe I gotta plan again and make sure I'm not gonna be out there too long. Yeah, the snow melted quick this last time. It did snow, but it was melted by the time it stopped, so that's a pretty good sign. Days are getting longer too. Yeah. Chinese New Year is the second new moon after the solstice, so it's just a pretty cool system. I like that. Yeah, January 1st is the day Jesus was circumcised, which is a horrible thing to celebrate. Yeah, I hate circumcision. Circumcision's kind of like men hate each other, and all men want to take over the world and destroy all men so they can get all the women. Because a man, all he wants to do is fuck bitches. That's all he wants. He wants all the cute girls to be his girlfriend. And so, if everybody went for that at once, you'd have societal collapse. So the agreement was circumcision and marriage. You're going to get circumcised. No touching your fucking dick. You can get married, and then you can have kids and a family. And that was the deal. So, is it a good deal? I don't think so. It involves knifing babies. But it's the deal they went with. It's the deal I got. So it's one of the reasons I'm a hermit, is I just go like, oh, okay, it's that time, is it? I don't have much interest in helping them or participating, so yeah. I guess I could pack some of my outside stuff tonight. Yeah, that might be a good use of time, so I can just leave first thing in the morning. Yeah. It's not too long to get out of here. It's a little long. But yeah, I'll try to like extra supply that way in case there is like some inclement problem. I can wait it out. Yeah. With how much I fattened up, man, I could probably live a month or more without eating if I had to do it. Ration water. Yeah. Some things say you need a gallon a day. I think you really only need like to survive like a liter. You drink a liter a day, I think you'll make it. You may not like it, but you'll survive. I remember as a kid, I used to chug water because I did a lot of sports. Oh man, whenever I got done with sports, because especially in like Arizona, oh man, I would come and just like chug and chug and chug. So yeah, I was watching some Mario Tennis today. That was pretty funny. I've played Mario Tennis. That's a serious game. It's a challenge. Yeah, I was a little Bogart as a kid though. I always stole the video. I sat on the video games and I didn't give them up for anybody. I didn't give them up for anybody. I was not good at sharing. I was not good at I'll play a couple hours, you play a couple hours. No, I bogarted it. I bogarted that shit. That's what I did. So now that I'm an adult, I love that I don't have to share with anyone. And maybe I play a lot less. You know, maybe it was because they wanted me to give it up. And yeah, exactly, like a dog fighting. Give it up. Never. I'm not. Maybe if you weren't asking, I would put it down and get bored. But it's because you're asking that I'm like, oh no. But yeah, anyway. Now this is cute. I'm burning a green candle with a cotton wire, or not a cotton, with a copper wound holder, and it looks pretty cool. Green and copper. Yeah. It's funny because when it gets to the very bottom, the flame will start cooking the copper, and then the copper heats up, and then the candle just like falls apart, falls into the basin I've been holding for minutes on my old candle stubs. I was gonna throw this in the fire and burn it, but I guess I can like build more. So yeah, no, it is pretty good. Like how to do the fire the best. You know, I've done it a bunch of times. Really, this is the best way. You wanna put like your kindling underneath, and then you wanna put like light sticks second, and then you wanna leave that, and you wanna use all the wipes and toilet paper you use while you're camping alone, and you wanna make a mountain of burnable stuff, and then uh and then yeah, man, this is cool. I love it. Yeah, the candles are a good use of energy. It's so cool. It's like reflecting all the way back there. I have no idea what that is. What is back there glowing? I actually don't remember. I don't remember what that is. What could be so reflective? There's another one right there, whatever it is. Not really sure. But yeah, I love living in my car like this. No rent payments. It's like, as long as you have some money saved up for a repair, if you have to do a big repair on your car, you really should have like 10 grand saved up if you have to do a big repair. And then once you've got that, You can just relax. Who cares? So, yeah, I'm super disturbed by what I know about the American politics. Like, it's bad because they are bad. Like, the laws are crooked, the laws, the taxes, all of this is just so freaking crooked and greedy. And it's really done by, like, pedophiles. So it's really humiliating. Like, I have no love of America at all. It's where I have to live, but the country system is absolutely trash, and it's done by a bunch of really, the word is greedy pedophiles. So they're duplicitous. You can't trust them. They're evil, and they give rotten deals. It's like when they think of something to help you, it's really to help themselves and won't help you at all. So yeah, it's pretty sad. Well, that's it. It just went out. No smoke though. That's weird. I don't even smell smoke. But yeah, that's it. Candle burned itself out. So I was gonna burn all that this time, but I guess I'll wait. I'll try to build a better ritual fire next time. But yeah, I do like one fire a week. So I gotta go clean up. Gotta go grocery shopping at like 2 different grocery stores. And then pick up boxes, grocery shopping twice, and then a shower. And then I'm out of there, and then I'm looking for a new spot. I wish I had a social life. I wish people called me, texted me. I wish people emailed me, but I wish that had happened decades ago. And by now, I basically just like it. It's like, I do think that I would be a lot more popular and a lot more famous if I was perceived of as rich. Living in a car with duct tape repairs and wearing the same clothes day after day. I don't have many people hitting me up, you know what I mean? Which is its own good thing. It's its own good thing. Who wants, like, it's kind of the truth. It's like, you only want me when you can get something. And it's like, it's actually true. So, oh well. Oh well. I get to do art. I get to do stuff like this, which is interesting. Pretty fun. Yeah, I like this. This was a fun jar. Yeah, I made it 2 weeks ago and just now wrapped it. I think I'm going to bury it at the next site I go to. So I really do have to find someplace new to do that at. Yeah, we'll be going in some risky territory, which is basically like a road I've never been on. The weather has been nice. Yeah, it's like, this is the second full day since it was covered in snow, and it's all cleared up. So yeah, I think that if it snows 4 days and then it has 4 days not snowing, I should be fine. Yeah, but yeah, we do have to remember the charcoal lighter. That's really all I need, and the rest is like an assortment of veg. It's usually what I get is like veg, some butter. I order salt online, and I got stuff like this, this stuff. Yeah, it's just pretty good. It's just pretty good. General seasoning. I'll use hot sauce when I'm feeling bored. But yeah, I mean, you're only supposed to have 4 servings of tuna a month. I have like a serving of tuna a day. So, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna enjoy. I do really like going to town. It's pretty nice. I wear my headphones. I wish I could figure out how to hook up my phone to my car speaker system. It's a 2013, but I have not been able to figure that out. I have no idea. I've tried. I've tried multiple things to do it, and I just can't figure that shit out. So I think my car came out before Bluetooth was standard. Bluetooth was still like something new, you know. So yeah, I can't really hook up my car to my speakers. There's no auxiliary in, for instance. So yeah, just wear headphones to listen to music while I'm driving. Um, yeah. Been watching some Resident Evil. Yeah, Resident Evil is scary. Resident Evil 2 remake is crazy. Yeah, everyone's playing Resident Evil right now because of uh, Resident Evil 9 coming out. Which Resident Evil Biohazard is nuts. Resident Evil Biohazard is absolutely freaking nuts. And it's nuts in a good way. It's like gross and scary. And yeah, I liked 2 because 2 is about resource management and running. Like, you kind of get this feeling you're being chased, and you are. Um, yeah, it's super scary. I wonder if Chef is going to play Hogwarts Legacy, which was underrated. I still haven't beaten Hogwarts Legacy, but it's I thought it was a pretty good game. Pretty good game. A lot slower than he's used to. Yeah. It's funny. He denies the foot thing, and then he drinks out of a foot. So I sent him this really nice Viking mug. It's like a stainless steel Viking mug. And this like Viking tapestry. Little, what's his name? Nephew Cam knows. I sent him a screenshot of what I got him. He gave me the teary face. Yeah. So anyway. Pretty fun. Yeah, I always want more emojis. Really round out those, like, expressions. Yeah. Scrap all the emojis for, like, everything other than an emotional expression. And then, yeah, do that. So, oh. What else is going on? You leave the light on. I'm coming home. Yeah, see, the thing is people get it, like, impressed with art or singing. Man, I did used to sing a lot more. Like, you'd be amazed how much better you get at singing when you're playing music all the time. But I haven't, it's been longer since I played music than I played music. So, yeah. It's so weird thinking I'm older than 18, right? It's been more than 18 years since I was 18, which is kind of weird to think. Um, so, yeah, anything I did in school was so long ago now. It's gone, So, yeah. I would have traded everything I did in school and sports. I would have traded every class, everyone I knew. I would have traded all of that for some money and some time off. Yeah, if you had said, all right, do you want to never know any of your friends again? And would you rather never have been to school at all in return for having had some spending money? I would have chosen the spending money 1,000%. I'd make that choice a million times in a row. Just so not into the austerity and the suffering and how boring school was. Yeah. There's nobody I knew while I was there that I'd ever want to see again. No offense, but that's really true. I needed a girlfriend and some lovers. Instead, I got, like, nothing. Yeah, school sucked. Being circumcised, having controlling parents. I was alone. Still am. So I've had relationships before and stuff, but nothing I liked, So manifestation's a great dream, It's like this idea that you can have what you want. Actually, the universe will give it to you if you're really clear. So I've seen that play out a little, but, like, kind of like the test or the rule is, does she come home with me? Does she want to? And the answer seems to be so far, nah. You know, if she has a choice, she's going to hit up someone else, someone younger, richer, fitter, and that's just kind of the way it is there's winners and losers. Were you born in the house with the good time or the bad time? That's what's happening. So, yeah. This new generation calls it mogging, right? When you get beachmastered or turfed by somebody, right? It's like somebody's you want to stand out as the alpha, but someone has more desirable traits. They call that mogging. So it's just kind of real. I think they're aware it has a biological effect too. So yeah, your testosterone or your all of that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It doesn't feel it feels less and less like life is for us. Like there's all these lies like you're wanted, we love you, um, you belong, all these things. I just see those things as like totally not true. It's not true at all. Just like noise, right? Just kind of like comforting BS. And I really think of like, um, yeah, not even for my family, just like, just everyone's out for themselves and they're all gonna die. And, uh, sucks. And yeah, thinking about how huge the universe is, trillions of galaxies. Trillions of galaxies? It's insane. That's insane. That's so much stuff. They say it is. They say that's what they thought. It's like, they used to be certain there was a trillion galaxies. Now there's probably 10 trillion, if not more. So that's so many things. I want to have a nice life. Yeah, you got to become the bad guy to have it. You wanna have a nice life. You just have to take it and don't care whose feelings you fucking hurt. I love the Living Tombstone. The Living Tombstone lyrics are like just awesome for this kind of like dark reality. They're not like promoting it. They're just singing it like a character profile. Yeah, it's like pretty cool. But yeah, no, life could have been good, and it's just gotta be lucky. Gotta be lucky to have a nice life. I have a pretty good life compared to mice, rabbits. I heard these coyotes the past night get something. Um, you gotta be lucky to have a nice life. And I am lucky compared to a lot of beings. Yeah, I've had my sufferings, but I've also had like nice days. Like I can sit down and rest. It took a lot to get to the point I could sit down and rest, but I can. Um, and I've got, you know, the ability to use a phone. I've got a phone. No ancestor, the phone and the ability to get online anywhere. Nobody had that before. Nobody had that before. Oh, I would love some sort of like phone amplifier for signal and sending. Yeah, make like a small version in the car, and then when I hook up, the phone sends it through like a rooftop distributor amplifier receiver, so keeps my head a little cooler and all that. Yeah, microplastics, EMFs. I'm Yeah, these new kids have it tough. They were funny. They're like, this is the first generation in a long time that's dumber than their parents. And I was like, yeah, it's probably the microplastics. Microplastic subliminals. 6'7" is an atrocious meme. 6'7" is not funny. Anyone who's like 6'7", 6'7", you're not cool. You're cringy. Don't be doing 6'7". I don't know why rap is leadership now. All these people are trying to be black, and I'm just like, it's a little suspicious if you ask me, but it's weird. So maybe it is like the black president in Idiocracy or something. Yeah. I don't think I've ever listened to rap and been like, oh, that was smart. I liked that. Usually it's like just listening to society collapse. Yeah, the people, everyone's always rapping about how they want it all and they're going to have it all. No one's ever rapping about how hard they're going to work or how many people they're going to help. Nah, it's just like, yeah, whatever. Could be mad about that all day. Anyway, yeah, I gotta go into town tomorrow. And the fire was nice. It's almost burnt out now. Yeah, it was a pyre probably up to chest high with wood. Ooh, they got hot. But if your goal is to incinerate things into vapor, that's what you need. So, yeah. Yeah, I hope my next spot I go to is pretty easy to drive to. Yeah, I've got a lot of water. I've got like 4 gallons. So, I'm gonna load up with more. It's a pretty nice life, though. It's pretty relaxing. I've got to do my registration at some point, so probably not going to start thinking about that till next month. Gotta get an emissions test. Get it registered. So. Yeah, them requiring a residence is such this elitism. Hate it. Yeah, am I pretty lucky? Could I, drive to town and back, for the next year, never having a cop behind me? Yeah, probably. That's saying, hey, can I drive somewhere 56 times without ever getting a cop right behind me? Statistically, yeah. We probably see cop cars every 100 to 200 cars, not a cop car every 50. So, yeah, it probably is possible to escape being noticed unregistered. But it's like how I used to do it, which worked, is I just covered up my fucking register. I covered up my license plate. I had the little back rack and I filled that with stuff so it covered the license plate. And then I had a car that looked super unique, right? It's like painted, covered in weird ropes and lights and all sorts of stuff, like crazy looking car, right? And they left me alone, right? It's like, well, no, we'll recognize that car again, It's not like some people get a tiny little SUV and they keep them clean, right? They keep them way clean. And, yeah. Well, time to get another candle. Let's see. We could do pure white this time. Let's do pure white. You got to use all the colors until all the colors are at 3. And then you use all the colors until all the colors are at 2, etc. Pure white candle. Let's see what we're going to write. Little toothpick. Let's see. Let's go with home. Yeah, it's really sad losing my mom. I really wanted to have a nice relationship with my parents, but my relationship with my parents often hurt, it was often painful. It was so let's go home. Let's go with home one more time, just written properly in the light. You can see it way good. Yeah. Hoping that I get home. Let's do something else. Let's add the word new. Yeah, I did love my mom and my dad. This is what I needed in life. I needed more friends. I needed less stuff to do. And I needed more support. Yeah, that's what I needed. And they spent too many days yelling at me over stuff I didn't care about and couldn't control. And ooh, there's a nice musical note. I don't remember what that means. Yeah, there's a musical note in the thing. So, yeah, some people are like parents who will support their kids forever. Like, new home, new home. Oh, the other time I wrote it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. It came out nice. So I got new home on here twice. And so we're going to light this up. This is for me to one day have a place to live that's my own. Something I'm proud of. Did I plan to be a loner? No. It's just what happened, man. It's just what happened. It went out. That's not a good sign. Yeah, a really good sign. I love doing magic and listening to live streams, because if what the live stream is talking about coincides with the magic going on in the moment, then it's a great sign. But I put new home twice and then it failed to light. That's not the best sign, but whatever. Yeah, I loved my parents so much. I tear up thinking about them, but being faced with mortality and death, and being faced with all the requirements of the government and stuff like that, I just yeah, it's a sad life. It is. It's been many, many, many years since I cried. Why cry? Who would hear me? Who would care? What would it change? And then it also comes down to, there's people who would like seeing me cry. There's people who would actually enjoy seeing me cry. They would find it thrilling, like a victory. And so, yeah, I don't cry at all. No, got nothing to cry about. Yeah, the creator made so much stuff, and we can barely have anything. So, yeah, it's pretty lonely. I am a very spiritual person, but I don't think I'm religious. Religious stuff has to do with behavior. You say gratitudes, you say your prayers, you believe certain tangible things. Spiritual just means that I talk to the creator like it can hear me. And for many years that was nice, and recently that's been not nice at all. Recently that's been fuck you, bitch, just no love or appreciation whatsoever. I just feel like they just don't give a fuck. I feel like they don't give a fuck. They would rather you suffer. And yeah. So yeah, I don't have any kids. If a woman today was like, I like you, I want to be with you, I would probably think she was crazy, and absolutely would be like, no kids. Just forbid her. And watch how many women want to hang around me knowing I don't want to get them pregnant. Watch. Yeah. It's they just want babies. You know, they just want a freaking baby. Because that's where you come from. The people who didn't like kids don't exist. And so you represent an unbroken line of reproductive people. Everyone comes from people who reproduced. Anyone who had a trait that made reproduction unlikely died. So it's not hard to figure out, but it is hard to appreciate. It's hard to go into like it's a good idea. Man, I've played a lot of games. You want to talk about like a gamer life? Yeah, that's mainly what I've done. Is that interesting? Probably not, but the gamers keep to themselves and support themselves. You know, gamers get it. Gamers know how good a game can get. They appreciate it. So, yeah. Fucking Chef got the Sorting Hat. He released a video. It's so funny. I laughed at it because the music was the Cocorico Forest music, and someone's like, actually, that music's from a different video game, and I said nothing back. I was like, I know it's not. I know that's not Harry Potter music. Yeah. It was a great video. He's got like the Sorting Hat on. It was so funny. Maybe his daughter will like it when she gets literate. She might get into it. That might be cool. Yeah. The Sorting Hat on TikTok, that streamer creator, I saw him earlier. He put me in Gryffindor. I could see me in Gryffindor like this. Honestly, the only house I would never go into is Slytherin, because I don't have much connection with that. Ravenclaw I could get along with. Gryffindor I would like. Hufflepuff I would also like. Hufflepuff was close to the kitchen. Yeah. So you, last thing you do at night is eat and then go to bed. They have the shortest walk. Yeah. Ravenclaw, they have to go up like the tallest tower. Gryffindor is like, forget exactly. The Slytherin, I think, is underneath. Yeah, the houses have their different locations. Yeah, Slytherin is like, at least I'd understand Slytherin from like a practical point of view. And I can be a baddie too. Like I try to be a good person, but I definitely have a side of me that's just like a monster. Trust me. It's definitely bad. And so, but yeah, I do like the courage of Gryffindor. I like that Ravenclaw is intellectual. I got Ravenclaw in the game. Yeah, the test, the official test for the game house. I got Ravenclaw. So Hufflepuff I would have also liked. Hufflepuff would have been fun. But yeah, Hufflepuff is crazy. It's a crazy name. I don't think people would take me seriously as Hufflepuff. I think Gryffindor would be good. I'm kind of loud and courageous, kind of. Yeah. But anyway, it's just a fictional world. Yeah, if I was in the wizarding world, the first thing I'd do is an immortality spell. Live forever. Secure eternal life, and then secure like a base, and then start working from there. Yeah. First comes eternal life, and then comes like wealth and a base. Yeah. maybe I'd be in trouble with the wizarding world because I'd fuck with muggles. You're not supposed to use magic on muggles. It's like a part of their deal. And so I'd be like, try to take over the muggle world by being a magician. Kind of works like that. You know, people know how to manifest and people know like spiritual powers. And it's like, you're really not supposed to use those on normies because you can manipulate them. But yeah, I'd love a stable, good girlfriend I like. But that's like the problem with chicks, right? Is that if they're hot enough, there's a lot of dudes who want that, right? And so I either have to play the route where I like go for her a lot, like I constantly give like this penguin's giving her rocks. Like this is my dad used to give my mom gold, right? And when one day he asked me what she wants for her birthday, and I was like, she wants pots and pans and a vacuum. And I was like deliberately trying to get them divorced. And it worked. He got her that. She was broken up with him within a few months. But while she was getting gold, wow, she was happy. She was feeling good. Her jewelry pile was growing, and it just is like, that's not a deep relationship. A girl just wants to be with you because you give her shiny trinkets. I'd rather have nobody. Yeah, I'd rather not have anyone. So, yeah, I kind of tested the world as like, same thing with, speed painting, is I was like, let's see who gets it. Let's see who wants to show up. Let's see who wants to engage. And the answer was honestly fucking no one. It was just like real life, right? It's like, don't chase, attract, see who wants to be with me, see who cares. And it was just fucking nobody. So, but it's better to know that and respect that than try to have something, right? Those people who like should accept they're losers but don't, which is all of them. Yeah. If my theories about how the government works are correct, then yeah, all of you are losers and none of you should succeed. And anyone who does is actually a bigger loser. So, yeah. But anyway, the massiveness of the cosmos. Yeah, I mean, with trillions of galaxies, it stands to reason that there might be enough room. Let's say if there's reincarnation, right? With trillions of galaxies, there might be enough room that I get a nice life, right? It's like spend this lifetime planning, spend this lifetime anchoring what I want, and then, uh, you know, have a hobby until I die. And then maybe if I just get erased, oh well, it'd be nice to never see this POS again. And if I don't die and I live on, then I can try again and I can have a new life someplace else. So it's pretty interesting. It is like sad thinking about like never seeing my parents again, right? It hurt thinking about like how I had like loved my family life and loved my parents, and then like one day that's gone, right? And they're still alive, but one day it's going to be way gone when they're going to die. And no one will think of them again. I'll be one of the... I don't think something's in my car. I think it's just falling over. Yeah. So, trillions of galaxies. What that means is you're not important. Not being important can be some freedom. It can be the freedom to do a lot of things that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. But not being important can hurt, right? The universe doesn't care. If I have a good time or not, nobody but me really notices, and nobody but me really is affected by that. So, yeah. I wish, though. I wish. I wish. Um, Yeah, I wish young me, like 14-year-old. Yeah, I wish 14-year-old me had a. Well, I wish I was never circumcised, and then I wish I had a hot girlfriend. Yeah, that would have been great. That would have been great. Circumcised. Nope. One of the problems with being a kid is that, like, I shared a room with my brother. Um, and so I didn't, like, have any space to myself, right? If I wanted to have a girlfriend, I had no place to do that. No car, no, you know, oh man, it was awful. It was fucking awful. Yeah, I wish I had quit earlier, honestly. I do. I wish I had quit earlier and just quit more fully. That would have been good. Yeah. My parents were not very supportive. A lot of demands, a lot of disinterest in being like forever parents, right? It's like, well, you got to get out when you're 18, and we're keeping you till you're 18 because that's how long we're legally required to keep you, right? We can't get rid of you sooner, so we won't. So, yeah, no, I hated it. I hated it. I hated school. I hated life. And it's just, now it makes sense, right? It's like they're the slaves of pedophiles. Of course, everything they did was rude and made no sense, you know? Yeah, I could learn the test and pass the test. I don't know why I had to do all those assignments. Well, now that I know it's about slave breaking, yeah, of course they want you to break and just do everything they say the way they say it. That's what it is. They don't want you to resist anymore. They want you when they say, "Come here." You come here and you stand and you wait. When they say, "Fill this out exactly this way, do this," they want you to violate your time, to give up your time, to do what they want, right? And that's like their game, right? That's the master to the slave. And I just don't play that. I just don't play that. I'm not going to play that. So, yeah. Um, and I wish I hadn't. As I got older, no part of me was like, gosh, I wish I had gone to my classes more. Gosh, I wish I had done all my homework. Not once. Not once have I ever thought that. And your high school diploma doesn't matter. Get a GED. If you're really good at school, quit. Get a GED right away. Be like, I'm not going to school. I'm going to study for the GED. I wish I had done that. I wish I had never gone. And my parents were like jealous. They're like, my parents don't know anybody. You're right. They're looking back at my school times as the good times, right? And so yeah, life was just like, I'm a quit. I'm a quit. I don't like this at all. Yes, you have problems I can help you with. Yes, there's issues, right, that are shared, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it. No, I thought it was painful and unfun. Uh, Miserable is a good word for it. Just really not worthy of celebrating. So, yeah, sad to say it, but I mean, like, you can look at other animal species and they don't have shit either. So, it is the whole, like, universal thing is to make a vast stupefying amount of stuff and then not take care of it at all, so it all eats itself, and that's just like hell. Yeah, it's like you want an infinite cosmos of unlimited things. How are you going to manage those details? Well, you're not. It's going to be a lot of just eating each other. Disaster is going on without prevention. Yeah. So being a Christian and praying has never ever prevented you from disaster. If anything, it just pisses people off because they're like, who do you think you are? Right? Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so I would like a nice life, but I'm not holding my breath for one. The most I get is some fun online. Yeah. Some fun playing a game, some nice stories, some acknowledgement from streamers. That's cool. That's cool. That was funny. Yeah, I gotta find a new spot tomorrow, so I'm gonna go up some trails I've never been on, which can be nice. Sometimes it's like, wow, that was a lot easier than I thought. And other times it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I made it through that. I don't think I've ever gotten stuck in this vehicle yet. I usually make it out. But I also have like a pretty high fear. It's like, if I take a look at something, I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that. Not doing that. If I had a lifted 4-wheel drive, yeah. 2-wheel drive, nah. It's got to be a perfect road or I'll go someplace else. So we'll see. Gonna do some exploring tomorrow, but yeah, and then comes the internet. Not only is, can I stop there, but does it have the net? So yeah, we'll find out. Yeah, I'm gonna try to avoid I'm gonna try to go to a new spot tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. Maybe it'll be good. Yeah, pretty exciting though. Yeah, definitely. I've been enjoying that last squeeze. It's like you fill up your tank till it stops. Squeeze it one more time until it stops a second time. That's so full that it's like I never even go into like the first quarter of my tank, which is nice. But yeah, that's the yap for today. I do have a lot that I'm happy about. I have a lot that I'm looking forward to. But yeah, I mean, like, it was lonely. It sucks to be a fucking mammal and then not have like that stuff. But that's just about like making kids. It really is. And so if it's like, if kids would live tortured, disastrous lives, right? If kids would be depressed or suffer, then I can't. I would rather not have kids than see a little broken-hearted person, And yeah, that's how it is. May God be raped with knives. That's what circumcision. That's what they do. That's what they do on this planet. Genital mutilation. It's a real problem a lot of people face. And so, for the creator of everything, may he be raped with knives. What an idiot! Why make anything? You fucking hey, you want 80 years of hell? You'll be 40 by the time you learn to be mentally okay with it, but you'll never like have a nice life. You'll just like be able to have moments of moving on. So yeah, that's that rich and the poor thing. The rich, oh man, must have been great. New girlfriend every day, never have to work. The poor, don't even get your own genitals. You have to pay taxes on money printed at your debt. It's just rude. Yeah, the government are the worst slavers. They are so horrible. Really greedy pedophiles. It's like, are you going to do all the work? Are all the girlfriends yours? A lot of people said no, and then yes. So a lot of people, especially in the past, were like, are you going to do any of the work? No, I'm not doing any work. Are all the girls yours? Yep. Every cute girl out there is mine, and you better not touch her. And the world leadership is exactly like that. And these girls idolize it. Oh, he never labors and he has lots of bitches. I love him so much. And I'm like, he's a fucking parasite. He's taking other people's stuff. So, yeah. Oh, it sucks. Yeah, circumcision's awful. It's worth not having a life. It is. Being circumcised, it's worth quitting. Yeah. It's don't give this place any energy. Sad. sad to exist and hate it, right? Be nice to exist and like it, but they just don't do that. They just don't give that out, It's all problems. So, and unfortunately, like, what you get for being optimistic is more problems. Is that by being optimistic and by trusting and having faith and by being positive, you perpetuate the system. So you make your kids victims and you get more embroiled. Now you have more expenses, and it's better to really just like, that was garbage and we don't need to keep going. So that's how I feel about it. Yeah. It's nice being entertained and having cool stuff go on. Like, I like watching streams. It's fun. I like seeing society progress. That's fun. I like seeing, man, if I had kids when I was 18, they would be 18. Yeah, if I had kids when I was 18, they would be adults by now. And so I'm like grandpa aged. I really am. And yeah, it's whatever. I used to have the password Jesus Christ, aka Sith Lord, before I was like the person I am today, which is pretty funny. But yeah, anyway. I love this time of year, like spring. Yeah, spring's pretty nice. Snow's not too bad. Uh, it's a little rainy. No fire danger. Not hot. Yeah, if this was any other time of year, I'd be cooking out here. But here, yeah, it's like I can put a shade over my window and then it's like 20 degrees cooler. It's really nice. Yeah, you do this, you're going to want a lot of magnets, like fishing magnets. Fishing magnets are great for putting up tarps, which will keep you in the shade. But yeah, I guess that's the yap for tonight. I got a lot I'm grateful for with like art or, chef or whoever. I've been burned by guys before. Kind of the secret is just like, don't expect anything from them. Yeah. It might be better to be friends with a former soldier because they get it, Soldiers get along well because they're uh, like living in bays with 200 people, or living in a barracks, where it's like every door in the building is a soldier from your unit. It was cool. It's cool. It's more fun and more friendly than you think, and this can be a riot. Oh man. Um, yeah, but like guys who know that environment are generally easier to get along with as a guy because they understand camaraderie. They understand just like the mixing pot, how everyone's from someplace different. Yeah, and I like that. Whereas like civilian guys, they think every guy's their enemy. They don't have any friends like that. They don't have any. Another soldier is like a really good friend. You guys work together. You celebrate your time off together, and wow, it's pretty nice. Um, so yeah. I had one of the best rooms ever. There was one day when the when the building was being transferred authority, right? It's like it was controlled by this one unit, and then there was going to be a day when it was controlled by the housing unit, and then there was going to be another day when this other unit picked it up. And I found that out, and so I went to the housing unit the day when the housing controlled it, and I was like, I want this room, please. They're like, oh, it's available, you can have it. And so yeah, I had the best room in the building. It was on the top floor, and I didn't have any of the facilities anyone else had, but I had a massive bathroom, like insanely huge. And I had this giant vaulted ceiling where like I controlled the whole upper floor. It was mine. And I had that shit for years. I had that shit for years. I loved that room. Yeah, I kept that thing until I got out of the military. Yeah, that was fun. And then they put me on Black Book. I'm not supposed to say that, but it's like, yeah, Black Book. Ignore I said that. But yeah, that was a good job. That was a good job. But yeah. I went to a training exercise and got to play Op 4, and they had these like Russian girls with these massive boobs. They were so hot. This one was like so skinny. I definitely think it's like big tits on a fat bitch is like, meh, who cares? Huge tits on a skinny bitch? Oh, that's hot. A skinny girl with massive boobs? I love that. I think that's like, just like the pinnacle. It's like that. That is awesome. But it's like, yeah, you can be like skinny and no boobs, you suck. You can be huge with huge boobs, you suck. Skinny and huge boobs, that's where it's at. That's what I want. That's what I like. So it's not everyone. It's not no one, but it's not everyone. So yeah, that's where like manifestation is like come in. Is like, can I really just get that? Can I really score some skinny big boobs? I think so. But for what? Do you wanna give her kids? 'Cause that's the problem. Is it's like, if I'm not willing to be daddy, her attraction to me is gonna go down, and that's because it's just what you got time for. It's all we got time for. So yeah. Anyway, it's pretty warm tonight. I definitely think that fire helps. Having a fire near your car can really warm things up. It's tough to go get wood every day. Yeah. You want a fire to last a while? Man, you need a mountain of wood. You want to have a fire that lasts like all night? You're going to need a mountain of wood. Yeah, this is not easy to do. But yeah, I've been obsessed with campfires ever since I was a kid. I always wanted to do them. Pretty fun stuff. Yeah, but a lot of spiritual gifts are social. It's like no point in being spiritual or doing spiritual things if I'm just alone. So, but yeah, one day. Yeah. And if I don't get what I want this lifetime, I'd rather be a total nuisance about it. Yeah, let everyone know how unhappy I am. Just to bring the vibe down. Anyone who has something that, and see anyone happy, remind them that they don't really have shit. Yeah. It's sad. Yeah, if I had love now, I'd be like, what do I do with it? I'm almost 40, right? And it's like, when I wanted love was when I was like a kid, right? Can I please have a girlfriend as a kid? Well, no, because you're going to get her pregnant. So, no, you can't. You have to find something else to do, right? The girls hang out with the girls get a hobby, the boys get hobbies, and then by the time you're 18, you're all dried up, right? So that's how it was. Yeah, I just like with that what I experienced, I said it's better off to not exist. With what I experienced, I was like, it's better off just to not exist. It's sad, but that's what God was making. You never know what God's gonna do. God eats trucks. You can never predict what God will do. God eats trucks. Yeah. I don't believe in hell. I just think you just stop existing. Yeah. The 10 minutes after you've died is just getting quieter and quieter. Acknowledging that problem needs to be solved, yes, I did that. Making more people who also have that problem, no. I wish there was so many details different about my life. Right? So, what I gotta say is the creator's a jerk. How dare you make something so grounded, right? Oh, I gave you one life and you can be tortured. I'm sorry. And it's just like, oh, thanks. Who wants to exist at all? You know, it's just freaking shit. So that's why the greedy do what they do. Those like pedophiles and those like weird celebrities and these people is that they're doing it to clamor on top of the yikes, it's horrible pile. And the people who really suffer are the people who have to work, you know, the people who are put in the dead economy where now they have to labor all the time just to survive. So yeah, it's freaking shitty. Life is awful. The people who like life are selling something, yeah. So anyway, I like drawing, I like my friends, and I like doing that stuff. And I wish bad things happen to the creator. I wish the creator is never allowed to live down just how much of a jerk they are and how horrible the universe is. And that's for every animal getting slaughtered, every animal being eaten, every girl being raped by the government, you know, every boy being circumcised just for us. Right? Fuck God. It doesn't look like he's cruel. It looks like he's incompetent. It looks like he literally tried to impress us with how much stuff there was, and now it's just like, well, yeah, you gonna take care of what you made? No, definitely not that. So, yeah. I'm kind of weird in that, like, I totally have it in my heart to be supportive of the creator and to be supportive of life, but I don't see any evidence that either of those deserve it. And so I am kind of like forced morally to question existence. Yeah, it's just not worth it. It's really just not. Um, so, oh well. Hey, one day I'll be dead. It'll probably be the happiest day of my life, the day I die. Yeah. I'm so glad this is over.